Upper body pull. Now, push day, shoulders, chest, triceps. The upper body pull day is exactly what you thought it was, back and biceps. But those of you who like to deadlift on certain days and yada, 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 you're not gonna deadlift on this day because we find deadlifts to be a lower body, hip dominant movement. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna have the first exercise being a one-arm row. A one-arm row is where you support yourself with one hand and literally you row up. Focus on not pulling to your chest, focus on rowing it up like you're starting a lawnmower. Second exercise would be a wide grip lat pull down. Pull it down to your upper chest. Do not lean too far back or it's not working your lats. It's working the rest of your back. Barbell or T-bar row. Bend over. Again, I don't care if you're at a 90-degree angle. I don't care if you're slightly bent forward. Should have row it up controlled fashion and do not swing the weights. Cable low row. Use any attachment you want. Close grip, wide grip, neutral grip. Doesn't matter. Just be sure to get all your sets. Then we have the cable pullovers. Cable pullover works your entire length of your lat. You stand in front of the cable press down where you do triceps and you simply pull it down with a straight arm or slightly bent arm down to your waist. You can use a rope or you can use a bar. Next up, cable curls. 5 sets, 10 reps. Stand in front of a cable pulley and curl it up. Nice and controlled. The beauty of cables, constant tension throughout the movement. Next is old school decline sit-ups. Get on a decline bench or hell, even put your feet below something and just do sit-ups. Focus on contracting your abs and not just bending at your hips. Okay, so now we're starting out the upper body pull day. EXOS is segmented into a couple things. Here's the split. You have lower body push, upper body push. You have lower body pull and upper body pull. Pretty simple. So on the pull day, what are you using? Well, you're gonna be doing a lot of back. Okay, so the first exercise is probably the most compound. It's one I really like because there's a progression involved. The first step of that progression is a one-arm row, which is going to be supported. So I like to put my arm a little bit higher, so I like to be at this angle. Body's going to be in a bit of a upright fashion. Some people like to go a bit lower. Personally, I feel it more here, and here's why. You're not just pulling it up using your bicep, you're rowing it up like this. So if you do that, you're good to go. Again, you want to focus on linear in your body. So I'm going to take this dumbbell here, use my Versa grips, wrap it up, because again, my grip's going to give before my back. Get a nice stable base, row. Lat pull downs are awesome because they put your back in a more of a vertical position. Horizontal is going to work a lot of your back, whereas this is going to work your lats. And who doesn't want some big ass lats? So anyway, here's what we're going to do, guys. This is going to be a wide grip lat pull down. You're going to put it about slightly wider than shoulder width. Sit down. Pull it down. Here's the thing. I don't want it here. I want it to be slightly in front of your body, right here. You'll feel that contracting the hell out of your lats. Squeeze. This isn't an exercise where you need to heave ho, go heavy, because if I do this, what is it? It's a horizontal movement, right? I want this to be as vertical as possible, but don't do this. Don't bring it down here. You contract till about here, right at your chin level. All right, so now we're getting into the bread and butter. This is the barbell row or T-bar row. Now, get a lot of conflicting information on how to do barbell rows. I'm gonna go with whatever feels best for you, but I will recommend not doing too much weight where you have to turn it into a cheat upright row. We've all seen that, right? So I'm gonna show you how not to do it and 2 options for doing it. For me, I like to have a slight bend in the torso where my torso is at an angle like such. I feel that more in my back. Whereas some people like to come all the way down and do it with a straight up 90-degree bend in their waist. So that would look something like this. And for the effect for this video, since we want to focus on our back, we've already done our lats pretty extensively with one arm rows with pull downs. We're going to do an overhand grip. Take your Versa grips, wrap up, thumb over, thumb under grip, doesn't matter. If you have straps, you can probably do a thumb over. Whatever's more comfortable. Again, I'm not trying to force you to do things that your body doesn't feel right doing. All right, so you come in here, here's one way. This is with a straight up bend in the back. Okay, there's one method of doing it. Another method, you're up here, a little more upright, you pull to your stomach. Okay, either way, you're pulling more straight up here, pulling more towards your stomach here. Either way works. What I don't want to see you do is this. Don't do that. So this is a T-bar row machine. Most gyms have them. A lot of variations of them. You can do this, you can do a T-bar row in the corner, whatever your gym has, okay? Whatever you prefer too. I mean, you can switch off week 1 to 4, week 1 to 2. It doesn't have to be the same all 4 weeks. If you want to do this one week, barbell rows the next week, as long as you do one of the two, I'm good. Okay, you can either grab it here on the straight grip, like the barbell row, or a neutral grip. I'm gonna grab this grip right here. I just like it better personally. How you fit in the machine, for me, I find it feels better when I stand up straight. Come in, squeeze, and down. Seated cable low row. This is an amazing exercise if you do it right. Okay, you see people herking and jerking, swinging and yanging. There's a few grips you can use. You can use a neutral close grip. You could grab a bar, bring it in, or you can even go under. I don't care. I prefer a neutral grip just because I feel it gives a better contraction to your mid back where I want it to go. Squeeze your scapula, your shoulder blades together. Come in here, grip it, feet up. Now, here's how you don't want to do it. Don't do that shit. All right? Here's what I want to do. Slight stretch, pull it in your stomach. 1. Stretch. So you have a slight bend. You're not completely stationary because I want that stretch at the bottom. But I don't want this. I want that stretch, controlled. Stretch, controlled. The cable pullover is amazing because it works the entire lat, which is this muscle right here. And because it's cable, there is no point when you're not completely contracting. So here's what we're gonna do. You can either use a rope, a straight bar, whatever. I prefer the rope due to the increased range of motion. Nice stance here, stable base, crouch down a little, full extension, pull down. Slight bend in the arms, but don't move them during the movement. Just work the lats. See, now with the rope, I can get all way past where a bar can go. So I prefer using the rope. The cable curl is great because of what you're doing here. Your biceps are never resting. They can always be contracting. Just don't let them completely go to rest at the bottom. Full range of motion, even at the top, you're not resting. I like to use the rope. You can use the easy curl attachment, whatever you want to do. Curl it up, hold, and down nice and slow. The decline sit-up is something that most gyms have. Some gyms don't. We don't. So we're gonna do an old school sit-up where basically you hook your feet under something and you do a sit-up. Now a lot of people say, well, that's just working your hip flexors. Last time I checked, that's still gonna work your abs. But that's up to you to work your abs because instead of just bending at the hips, You really need to curl up at the stomach. And me personally, I don't care what textbooks say, I get some of my best abdominal activation from decline sit-ups as well as just regular old school sit-ups. So to do these, you get down. Now I'm gonna hook my feet under a competition bench press. Okay, so on a decline sit-up, you come all the way to the top. On an old school sit-up, come up to where you start losing contraction, which for me is right here. If you were to feel my abs right now, you'd feel they're extremely contracted. Come down. So if you come up here, what happens? Nothing's worked. So you come here, right there. That's where you're getting your peak contraction. Come roll out, roll back in. See how I'm contracting my abs? I'm not just bending at the hips, right? I'm literally rolling my abs and pulling myself up. That will work your midsection.